Hello everyone, welcome to From the Star Wars Home Video Library. I'm your host Nathan P. Butler, and this episode is going to be a little bit different than the others in one major respect. Over the years, as I've grown my own Star Wars home video collection and been doing this show on YouTube, I've come to know a lot about Star Wars home video releases. I dare say I've become somewhat of an expert in the topic, at least as I've gone along. I'm not sure I would have started that way, but I've looked into things, researched things, and basically hunted down things for my collection that at the time that I started the show, I probably didn't even know existed. But at this point, it tends to be very, very rare for me to run into an American Star Wars home video release that was anytime relatively recently, say in the last 15, 16 years or so. Sometime 2000 or after, when I was really focusing on it and had the money to actually pick up things that I didn't know existed. To run into something that just had me going, wait, what? Where did that come from? Sometime from the recent past. But it turns out, this episode's going to focus on one of those. Turns out there was a Star Wars DVD boxed set released in 2004. Not one of the ones you're probably thinking of, that I didn't have. And I didn't know existed until less than a month ago now. When I did find out that it existed, I was able to verify that it really was a legit release and managed to go and get my hands on it. But I had no idea that it existed for basically 12 years. 2004, of course, is known as the year of the release of the original trilogy on DVD for the first time. You had the original release with the bonus disc, and you had the gold version and the platinum version for full screen and widescreen and all that. And of course, along with all that, we had some things we've seen recently, which was the 2004 DVD release of the Ewok Adventures, Caravan of Courage and Battle for Endor as a double feature DVD. We had the release of the Star Wars Animated Adventures Droids double feature, right, which is Pirates and the Prince and Treasure of the Hidden Planet. And we had the Ewoks equivalent of that, right, which was the Ewoks double feature of The Haunted Village and Tales from the Endor Woods. So in 2004, you could go into most stores, buy the trilogy, but you also had these released. Unfortunately, they weren't picked up nearly as much as they probably should have been, so these sometimes, especially the Ewok telemovies one, will go for a pretty penny on places like eBay. If you go in, you pick it up, the advertised there is, 2 adventures for the price of 1, you pick up whichever one you're interested in. In my case, I picked up all 3. What I had never seen at the time was that apparently there was a way to buy those 3 DVD releases, Droids, Ewoks, Ewok telemovies, as a boxed set in 2004. Something I had never heard of. But it's now part of my home video library. That product is this. Yes, an oversized long box kind of thing here. Up at the top, for the first time ever on DVD, Star Wars double feature DVDs. 3 family adventures. Ewoks, Droids, Ewok Adventures, the ones I just showed you. 2 full-length features on each DVD. And at the bottom there, kind of a cool run-together set of images there from the Ewok telemovie, then Ewoks, and then Droids. You flip it around. This side says essentially the same thing, but it's a different set of images at the bottom, starting with Droids, then Ewok telemovie, then Ewoks. The side, 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment, Star Wars double feature DVDs, still says it like inside the logo. Lucasfilm Limited logo on the bottom. Same thing on the other side. Bottom with legal info. Top with nada. It's a weird size. I was saying, well, that's the size of a DVD right there. So, what's in the box? Right? You might be doing the whole Brad Pitt in Seven thing. What's in the box? Well, thankfully in this case, nothing severed from a human being. It's just a weird way of packaging those DVDs. You pop it open, and what you got, shake it, is those DVDs. Exactly the same as their regular standalone retail releases. Droids, Ewoks, Ewok telemovies. Same inserts, same discs, everything. Same packaging. In fact, when I bought this, it was still sealed brand new. Opened it up, took these out, opened up their sealed packaging. Each one was individually shrink wrapped with a little sticker on it saying 2 adventures for the price of 1. Opened them up, double-checked, all the contents exactly the same. It's the box that makes it different. If you're wondering about the shape of the box, if you look inside, it's kind of like those old Betamax boxes. It's got basically some folded up cardboard taking up a chunk of the bottom, and it's folded in such a way that when you stick the cases in, they rest on top of it. So the DVDs are up here, and the cardboard is down here. This is some bizarre packaging. I don't know that if I would have seen this in the store, I would have even recognized it as holding 3 DVD releases inside this box. I would have been wondering what the heck was in the rest of the box, like most of you probably were. Again, for someone who hunts these things down voraciously, this was a complete surprise to me. And probably to many of you as well. Hopefully someone out there has seen it, because I'm wondering if this maybe was perhaps something that was like a special order, maybe it was something that was exclusive to a particular retailer. I don't remember ever seeing this myself in stores. And when you do a search for these on eBay, it's rare for these to come up. But I did see 2 of them up around the same time when I picked up this one, and there's a couple of these on Amazon, usually going for a pretty penny, because the DVDs inside by themselves often tend to get somewhat of a higher price than originally, and all of them in a box, something relatively hard to find, that's going to wind up dragging up the price as well. Good old supply and demand. But for those of you who are looking for an interesting box set of kind of oddball stuff to add to your home video library, this is definitely one to be on the lookout for. It's certainly not one that is very common in my experience, and something that's a little bit weird in terms of shape and size to make a nice little highlight for the home video collection for people to say, hey, what's that? Where you can show them something a little different. I'm just glad that I came across it, otherwise I wouldn't have ever known it existed. Random eBay searching. Sometimes it is a very good thing. With that, we'll wrap up this episode. Thank you for watching. May the Force be with the home video viewers.